It seems like the engineers just like wanted you to fail.
So for some reason, it's saying my turbo PSI is at 40. And my turbo's not running. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in on the channel. So today we are going to do part 2 of getting this turbo pulled out and all the gaskets refixed on it. First thing we're going to be starting with is getting this thing completely cleaned out. I've let it like soak in brake cleaner because the intake is just so bad. I took off the throttle body and all the electronics so it wouldn't get messed up. But as you can see in there, it's really bad. So we're going to try and clean that out. So there's some bolts, coolant lines, pipes, oil lines that all have to be undone in order to get this thing off. It's not going to be too difficult. Real quick, just want to interrupt really fast. This is not an install video at all. Some of my past videos, people are like, this is a horrible install video. Had no way to did not help me install this at all. This is not an install video, it's a vlog. It's completely entertainment. Just wanted to say that really quick. Now back to the video. But it is going to be a little bit annoying because some of the bolts are not the easiest to reach, but also since we don't have an EGR, it's gonna be a lot easier to get this turbo out. All right guys, so it is the next day and we didn't get as much done yesterday because I was kind of running around trying to get tools that I didn't have for the job because I loaned some of them out to my friends and then one of them I didn't know I needed. We got the clamps off of the down pipe and up pipe. This pry bar came in handy right there that I borrowed from my girlfriend's dad. And then we got the pedestal bolts undone. The reason that was kind of delayed was because I let my friend borrow my extensions for my sockets and he didn't bring them back in time. He went to Orlando, blah, blah, blah. So I had to go borrow them from another friend, but now I have them. So those are undone, so that's good, but that kind of all delayed because we didn't have what we needed and we were waiting. If you guys look way up in there, you guys see that clamp around that pipe with the fastener on it? Right there. That's what I had to get to, which is extremely difficult to get in there, let alone get a socket in there. Once that's off, and then that coolant line right there, that coolant line, once that's off, and then the sensor is unplugged, I think, and then there's another sensor unplugged, I think that's everything. And I should be able to get it out. Oh, also I have to drain the coolant before I take that coolant line off. I think I'll be able to get it out with leaving this oil line in. Okay, so guys, when we last left off, I don't know where we were, but Jason's...
Wait, is it filming?
Let me see the screen.
There's a red dot,
Yes,
but I didn't press the button.
Right. Okay guys, so we're actually draining the coolant now because we have to get that coolant line undone on the turbo. Jason's here now too, by the way. Now we should be able to undo the coolant line on the turbo if we can get to it because it's extremely difficult to get to. So Jason, just so then the viewers know that I'm not crazy, you're starting to figure it out too. Every single job on an F-250,
it seems like the engineers just like wanted you to fail.
yes, it's substantially harder than every other job on any other vehicle. Like every little thing is so difficult in F-250s and I don't know why. It's just the engineers really wanted people to go to the dealers so then Ford made more money.
I mean, it makes sense.
I'm gonna be working on getting that extremely difficult up pipe clamp way in there that I showed you guys earlier. I don't know if I'm gonna get it from the top or the bottom. While I'm doing that, Jason is gonna be reassembling the lower intake. It's extremely simple. It's just a gasket.
It's just a gasket
and then that.
Which the gasket doesn't seem to line up no matter which way I turn it. That doesn't line up. I turn it one screw hole over.
And that lines up.
Wait, it didn't line up this way. So I flip it.
All right, guys. We've been working for hours now.
Yeah.
You've been here for a few hours.
2 hours. I think I've only been here for like 2 hours, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I was working for about an hour before that. So about 3 hours in tonight. The clamp, we got the clamp undone, which took forever because you pretty much cannot fit a socket up there. And whenever you do, you can move it about this far back and forth. So it's like, it's literally like just getting like that bolt out like that much every like minute. So that took forever and it was extremely hard to do, but the clamp isn't off. So here's what the clamp looks like. And right now it's wrapped around the up pipe. So we have to pry it with a pry bar to get it pulled off. And it's at such a weird angle that it's like impossible to do. I did something kind of stupid. On the turbo, I was having so much trouble getting it out. The instructions whenever you do this job say that it should just come right out once everything's disconnected. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, maybe it's just stuck on there, you know, 8 months of being in there and all that. I'm like, that makes sense. Okay, whatever, I'm not gonna freak out. But then I was like, you know, I'm gonna check the 2 rear pedestal bolts, which are the bolts that literally hold the turbo in. And the rear one, the rear right one, was kind of just a little bit more threaded in there. And I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that. So that was kind of me doing something stupid, thinking it was fully out. It really wasn't. So I just loosened it up. Now the turbo is pretty much out. But you guys can see that's where the up pipe connects, the other up pipe and the down pipe. It's very difficult to get up in there. That's the gasket we're replacing. We have the new one. Cleaning for the inside of the engine is a lot better now. You guys can see that metal is pretty much pure metal. It's a little brown over there, but that's kind of how it is. A lot better, a lot more clean on the metal there and stuff. And also the oil is out of the valley in there, so that's good. The metal is pretty much prepped for the gasket to go on. The metal's not done on the turbo itself though, so we gotta finish that up. That's just gonna be some more scrubbing to get off. And then yeah, we should be set already once we set the new gasket in to completely start putting it back together. Ralph, we gotta explain to them why Puff is taking so long. I haven't touched it for like a week. Thanks. I have not touched my truck in like a week because I've been so busy, right? Also, I kind of need an assistant for the rest because I need somebody to be able to hand me the turbo while I'm already in the engine bay, and I don't have a lot of certain tools and stuff. And so there's been a lot of stuff going on that's kind of kept me from getting to it. One, when I am available, I don't have an assistant, and also I'm not available for long enough to justify starting on it. I guess it goes like that.
Alright, so after that, automatically time to put the turbo on, right? You don't have to do anything else.
Oh, I almost put it on upside down.
You want to change this gasket that's like in the middle of the turbo?
What?
There's another gasket.
Oh, there's like a little thing to keep the gasket in place. How did they mess this up in the diesel shop? Like this is just remarkable that they messed it up.
If you take your turbo apart, there's another gasket.
Yeah, but we're not taking the turbo apart, are we?
But you can if you want.
You know, I don't necessarily want to do this right now because I'm kind of tired of this job because it's been dragged on so much. It has to get done. So tomorrow is the 24th of December, so Christmas Eve. But for my family, that means that it is Christmas because we do Christmas on the 24th because divorced family, you know, it's easier so then we can go to different houses. It's a whole big thing. So we're doing Christmas tomorrow, which means I would like to get this thing ready now. There's not a whole lot to do. There's a lot of like little bolts that have to be bolted down, little pipes that have to be fitted, not anything hard. The biggest challenges are going to be the clamp that's way up in there. We have to take that off and put it back on because it's on the wrong way. Also, the big thing that we were waiting for was the, oh, if you guys are wondering why there's couches in here and why the garage just looks absolutely horrible. We got new couches and these are the old ones. We were looking for this part the whole time and it finally came in and that's what was the big delay. So this part is finally in. We're just gonna have to wire it in and it'll all be taken care of, so that'll be nice whenever. So this clamp has to go so far in there onto one of those pipes in there, right there. That's where it has to go. It is insane how deep up it has to go. And look at this, like, it's huge. Now I've gotten it to there, but getting it on the pipe is difficult. And also I've gotten it onto the pipe facing this way, but you have to tighten it in so it has to face this way, which is like impossible to do. On top of that also, there's still everything that has to get bolted back up and all the lines that had to get put in and the coolant and all that. I am ready to get this done. So my friend Heath is coming. Heath is very good at working on cars. He actually just did a full engine swap in his Mustang. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, you'll remember the Mustang, but most likely not. So he just did a full engine swap in his front yard with minimal tools and all that. So he's coming to help. He's gonna try that clamp, see if he can get it where I can't. And then as for that, we're just gonna try and assemble everything back together because I'm ready for this truck to be done. I want to drive it. I want to get this headache out of the way. Also, I really want to off-road. Like, I want to off-road this thing so bad. So we're gonna try to get this thing good. And also, we need to sell it. I forgot about that. We have to sell this thing so we can get on to the next build for the channel. And also, I need to clean the garage because with the renovation of the house and then this being here, the garage has just become an absolute mess. You guys see there's couches in here now. I want to get this thing finished, out of the way. Also, if you guys have been watching the channel recently, you know that there's a new car on the channel that I haven't revealed yet. My dad has it right now. It's his car, it's not mine. He has it right now and he's in Charleston for some business and all that. So I want this thing done before he gets back from Charleston, and the garage done before he gets back in Charleston, so then he can park his new car in the garage. It'll have a nice space. He'll be really ecstatic about that. Also, so he can park the Raptor in there again. Flattering. As you guys can see, it was a little bit more difficult for me, so we have Heath doing it. Now Heath just put a whole engine into his car in his front yard, so I figured he could do this on his own easy. So you look cute, Heath. Everybody, I have some really good news, and I don't mean that sarcastically. I actually have good news about the truck. I am so tired of filming this video. This has been like the longest time I've ever spent filming a video. Whatever. If you guys have been paying attention, you know that there's a very difficult clamp way up in there to get, and it's been almost impossible. Well, Heath came over last night, and we worked on it for about probably 2.5 hours. And we got the clamp on, and we got it mostly tightened. So now, all we have to do is tighten that clamp, and then put everything you see here in the truck. So, first thing that'll go in are these things right here. Or, sorry, are these bolts in here. Those are the turbo pedestal bolts. And then there's little coolant line bolts here and there. And then we just have to wire in the new wire, which won't take long. It's just splicing and putting it in. And then a few things like oil lines and things on the turbo and such. Then this lower intake goes in. It's literally 3 bolts right there and there. And then it goes into these boots. Then a line goes in. And then there's a sensor that plugs in there. And then this CAC pipe goes in. And then this upper intake goes in. And then the cool air intake. And then like oil and coolant and stuff. But you guys know that's easy. So we are very, very close. I'm going to pretty much get it done now. Wait, I'm really hungry. I might eat first, but I'll pretty much get it done. I'm just so excited to be this close to being done. Wiring is done. Pedestal bolts are done. Some of the lines are done. All of the clamps, those extremely difficult clamps, are on and tightened. So that's really good. So now all I have to do is put the downpipe in, put the upper intake in. I just put the CAC pipe in, by the way. And then those 2 things. Wow, am I really that close? It's like hard to believe that I'm this close because the truck's been down for so long. So, and then it's just topping it off with fluids and I'll be done. So, I want to like get this done in focus, so I'm not going to film it. So I will see you guys whenever the truck is done. We're going to be starting it up in the next clip. I literally have not seen that hood shut in so long. This thing's been sitting forever, but everything is done. I hope I didn't miss anything. So, the exhaust is not fully connected yet, but I just want to run it real quick to make sure everything's good before I just start bolting in the exhaust. I'm gonna remote start it. Also, it's been sitting for so long, I hope the batteries have enough oomph to start it. And if it doesn't start, then it's gonna be done. I haven't heard that in so long. It sounds healthy too. Yes, I am so excited now. Guys, like, you don't know how much of like a journey this has been. Oh, where's my key? Oh my gosh, finally. Oh, happy about that. Let's check for any, check engine light. So for some reason, it's saying my turbo PSI is at 40. And my turbo's not running. I don't know why. I have no clue why. It might be the wiring, the VGT wiring. Maybe I'll redo that. I'm not sure what it is. That's annoying. Alright guys, well, it backed up. So the truck started and everything is together, so I'm going to say that overall this is a win. But it's going to be sitting there, and I'm going to be working on it there until this is taken care of, because that's a weird issue. So the turbo isn't really doing anything, so something is off. I don't know what yet, but we're gonna find out. So we're gonna run through everything on the turbo, try to figure out why it's not spooling up. I don't know though, it's weird. Well, with that being said, I'm going to clean my garage and get space for the new car, and the new car's about to be here any second, so I can't show you guys that. With that being said, thanks for stopping on the channel. Go and subscribe to see more content on the truck, the next truck coming, the Raptor, and the new car. And with that being said, I'm out.